Hey guys, it's Alex. Wanted to say hey. I was wanting to do a video here to give you guys some good information today with regards to wholesaling real estate and just kind of what kind of business model you want to use. So I'll wait here a little bit as Facebook builds the audience and we get some people on the line. So as you're coming on, just shout out where you're from, what market you're in, what deals, where. Maybe did you close a deal today on Friday? Good day. Cinco de Mayo, you're gonna get some Mexican food today. I love Mexican food. It's one of my downfalls. So as you're coming on the line, let me know where you're from so we can see where you're coming from. Yesterday I did a live and it was like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock and we got a whole bunch of people on. So it'll be interesting to see what this time of day brings about. But what I wanted to talk about today was your wholesaling model. Okay, we got some people coming on. So where are you guys from? Let me know. Your wholesale model or your business model and what you are looking to do. What are you trying to achieve in your business, right? So for me, I have what I would call a lifestyle business, right? Because there are a lot of people out there that are building these big businesses, right? And they have all these employees and they have, I mean, it may not even be like I say, all these employees, but it's a bunch of employees that require salaries, that require a bunch of overhead. So I wanted to talk to you about that, whether that was something that you were looking to do, if you know, and having a big old business with a bunch of employees and all that kind of good stuff. That's good. That's fine. You could definitely do that. But the other side of it is having a business where you are a little bit more involved, right? So you have a little bit more involvement, but your profits are a little bit bigger. So I'm not trying to build a business where every single month I need to make 6 figures just to break even, if you know what I'm saying. That's not what I'm looking for. Hey, Marquise, I see you. That just makes me sick, kind of frankly, thinking about that. I'm looking for a business where my profit margins are a lot larger, and I don't need to generate as much revenue in order to just break even. So the video that Gabriel Garcia made yesterday is kind of what made me think about this, and something I thought would require, bring you some value. So you have to understand the different metrics in this business. Okay, so you've got your cost per call, you have your cost per lead, and you have your cost per deal, right? So if you spend, say $1,000 in marketing and you get 10 calls from, well, let's say if you get 20 calls off of $1,000 in marketing, somebody here who's doing the math, Steve Weber, how you doing? I see you. Somebody doing the math, tell me what your cost per call is if you have 20 calls from $1,000 in marketing. Break out your calculator so we get the right numbers on this. What is it? I will sit here and wait. Or are you looking at? Are you guys looking at your phones too? Right, $20. Yep, there it is. $50. $50 cost per call is what that is. So if you have $50 cost per call off of 20 calls, now 20 of those calls are not going to be leads, are they? They're not all going to be leads. Some people might vary or differentiate on this point, but message me or put in the comments if you think a call is as good as a lead. Is a call as good as a lead? Hey, Eric, how's it going? Hey, Patrick, good to see you. Steven. Guys, give me some thumbs up if you appreciate what I'm saying here. If you find some value talking about business and all that kind of good stuff, give me some thumbs up. I appreciate it. Do you think a call is a lead? Because if you are just treating a call as not a lead until somebody like calls in and gives you there we go, I appreciate the thumbs up. Until somebody gives you property information, that's a debate. Actually, I think all calls are leads, right? And why are all calls leads? Because you can text them back, right? You can call them back. You can follow up with them back, right? All calls are potentially leads. And that's something I kind of came to an understanding of, I don't know, I'd say in the last year or so, that all calls are leads. I've always had the thought that, yeah, you need to call the hangups back and try to get in touch with them. But it was kind of like, hey, I'll call those people back when I get a chance, when things are slow. But no, actually, every call that comes in is a lead. So the kind of cost per call and cost per lead are kind of interchangeable. But you can also have a cost per call and a cost per lead, and then maybe that lead is more of a prospect when you finally have that address there. So we've got a cost per call, cost per lead, but then we have cost per deal, right? North Carolina, I see you, man. If you got 2 deals off of that marketing when you spent $1,000, that means your cost per deal is $500, right? And that's actually a really good cost per deal. Really, really good cost per deal. So keep that in mind. I find my cost per deal when and let me give you this tip too, right? So when you go with massive marketing in a bigger area, in a lot big, like a geographic situation, your cost per deal is going to go up. And you want to know why that is? Because your market isn't as motivated as if you were to hit a small list. For instance, like a probate list, or a code violation list, or an absentee list. Those are all people that have more chance of being motivated. So therefore, your cost per call is going to be, or cost per deal is going to be less if you have people that you hit with motivation, right? So you got people that you hit with motivation, cost per call or per deal is actually better. But if you have over a bigger list, a bigger demographic area, your cost per call is going to, or cost per deal, sorry, is going to be higher. So keep that in mind, okay? So if you think I want to go out and blast an entire list, your cost per call and deal is going to be higher. It's just the way it is. So if you try to scale into that fashion and start going after bigger mediums where you have bigger demographic areas and all this kind of stuff, your profit margins are just going to go down, right? Because now if you're doing more volume, you have more people that you have to pay on the deals. So some of these, some businesses have a dispositions manager, an acquisitions manager, a transactional person, a lead manager, a inside salesperson, outside salesperson. All these people got to get paid, right? So your deal just gets eaten up for lunch. It's like the deal monster. He eats the deal, and you're left with not much. So I try to play somewhat in the middle of this game, because I'm not trying to give away my whole deal and be left with a deal for like say $15,000, but I'm only left with like 3. That's not my business model. I'm not looking to do that. I'd rather pay more of a percentage to the acquisitions guy that goes out there and does the deal, so I don't have to go out and meet with them, and then I can focus on other kinds of marketing channels and other ways of bringing business to the table, as opposed to trying to or just do absolutely nothing and have the business run for me. Hey, Renee, what's up? And that's the other side of it, right? So you can have a business that has all these different kinds of employees and has all these different kinds of positions, and you will do less in your business, but you're going to pay for it. Your profit is going to be that much less, right? And this business is kind of different. It's not like a burger business where we supply hamburgers and we have an endless supply of hamburgers and we can just run the machine making, hey, Amir, what's up? Running hamburgers at all times. and know that it's going to be there, right? Because our business is kind of up and down. Hey, Marcus, what's up? Our business is up and down with our inventory, and the inventory is not consistent in the form of having properties that are always going to be $50,000 hits, or properties that are always $15,000 hits, or properties that are always $5,000 hits. We don't know. It's not a predictable source of inventory. So it's kind of interesting along those ways. If you feel what I'm saying, give me a thumbs up or hearts or likes and all that good stuff if you agree with what I'm saying. And if you've got some comments you want to make about exactly what I'm saying, let me know so that we can further continue this discussion, or any other helpful hints, because I'm here to learn too. I learn from you guys every day, and I appreciate you guys being in the group, and the value that you guys bring to the group is absolutely awesome. So I appreciate you guys for that. But yeah, so keep that in mind. If you're going to scale your business, keep in mind that you are going to shrink your profits. And I don't want to run on a business that has margins that get smaller as I get bigger. Okay. So what do? How do you then, you say, well, what are you trying to do? How are you going to get these bigger numbers? How are you going to get this bigger revenue if you can't scale to get bigger, right? Because you become your own bottleneck. You can only do so much, right? So here's what I do. And a lot of people know that I'm in new construction. People know I do new construction. People know I will do renovations. And here comes the magic word again. I do wholesaling, right? So if you've been on this post before or heard me talking, you saw my video in my car the other day. I was talking about wholesaling, and I was talking about that avenue of generating revenue, about maximizing each lead that comes through the door. Now, some people might disagree with me and say, no, you just have to take a little bit and run, take a little bit and run, take a little bit and run. That's fine. But I would rather maximize each lead that comes through the door so that if I have a deal that comes in, I have the capacity to do a new construction deal, right? So I will take that deal, put it in the pipeline. Like right now I have a deal, I could wholesale it, and I could probably we got the contract yesterday actually for 45, and I could wholesale it and make an extra $8,000, right? I could do that right now. Or I could put it in my pipeline, my new construction pipeline, and at the end of the day, walk away with a check closer to $50,000, right? Same lead, bigger amount of revenue. Yes, there is more risk. Yes, there is more time involved. Yes, there's more things that you have to do. But guess what? We're in this business, and if you're at risk averse, this is the wrong business, right? You do have to have a little bit of skin in the game as far as risk is involved. It's going to happen. You're going to have times where you got to go for it a little bit, right? I mean, come on, you got to have a little bit of risk in you. But yeah, so you can do new construction, appreciate the love, or you can do whole or renovations, right? So renovations that will generate a quicker amount of revenue. So you can buy something, take it down. We closed on something yesterday. We're going to just buy it, put a couple, maybe $5,000-$10,000 into it and list it back out there, and we'll make more on it. So we'll maximize that lead. Could I have wholesaled it and made $5,000? Yeah, probably. But we're going to maximize the lead. It's a quicker turn. Okay, here's another concept, giving you kinds of concepts all over the place here. The faster you turn the money, the better, right? So if you're able to get in and out of a project, and even though you only made $15,000, $20,000 on it, if you're able to do it quickly, you can turn that profit over and over and over and over again. And the more you do that, the better it is, rather than one big deal that took you 9 to 12 months to do, right? So if you turn that profit over and over and over again, that is going to be a better situation for you. So smaller deals, like so around here, Amir knows what I'm talking about. Give me a thumbs up, Amir. Townhouses. Townhouses in my area are great because even though you might make $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 on it, you can generate a quicker profit. You can buy it, fix it up inside of a month, 45 days, and then sell it and take your money back out. No, Brett, I don't know who you are talking about there. Renee, you got a question. Would you say build the team first and then scale, or would you say try and scale and then build a team to handle the business? Okay, so that's kind of like a chicken or the egg kind of question there, Renee. I think you just build as you go. Build as you go. So don't, like, if you don't have the revenue to support a team and you're paying salaries to your team, you have to be very, very careful about that because that can sink you very, very quickly. So you're going to want to work with people that are results minded, right? They have the thought that if they don't do, they don't get paid. Those are harder people to find, but they're good people. And once you have them, you hold on to them. But that's the type of people you want in this business, not people that are like, hey, where's my paycheck? Where's my money? Where's my money? I showed up, right? You want people that are risk averse with you as well. Let's see, Marcus, am I doing anything with recurring revenue? I have a couple little rental properties, nothing to shout home about, nothing to, nothing that screams I'm a super landlord or anything, but I have a couple little rental properties and they cash flow really well, but it's not something I'm getting rich off of. It's just a nice little cash flow that comes in. Good advice, Patrick. Wow, it looks like your acquisitions manager, Patrick, is communicating on the feed. Good job. Good job, Javante. Good job, Patrick Battle. That's where it's at right there, right? Doing deals while you're on Facebook Live. That's where it's at. So, yeah, congrats, Patrick. Okay, so hopefully you got some value from that. That's kind of a little bit of a talk about building value from building your business and really understanding what you're going to get into when you start scaling and having bigger teams and bigger revenue and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that goes with it that you may not, be careful what you wish for kind of thing. So you got to watch out for that. So I'll be doing another video soon. In the next day or so. And I appreciate you guys for being on. You guys are awesome. You guys are great. I like giving this value. It's good. And you know why? Because as I say it, I'm speaking it back to myself, and it helps encourage myself and helps encourage you guys at the same time. So everybody wins. It's great. It works. And I will be talking to you guys later.